There is a quiet rhythm to life in rural India. Miles of lush, green fields sway in the wind, framing villages governed by hard work. Here we meet Raj, a 16-year-old boy who embodies that routine. He moves with deliberate patience, stepping naturally into the role of a watchful, protective elder brother. Then there is Rajan. At 10 years old, he's a ball of bursting energy and stubborn independence, running on pure impulse rather than planning. This 6-year age gap creates a constant friction. On one side, you have careful, measured responsibility, and on the other, an unyielding, reckless enthusiasm. That friction flares up on an ordinary afternoon, when Rajan abruptly demands they drop everything and travel to their grandmother's house. This diagram shows the logic Raj pushes back with. Look at the timeline. They had made this exact trip a mere 2 weeks prior, making another visit entirely unnecessary. But logic does not register with Rajan.
He digs his heels in, aggressively insisting on the trip and tuning out his brother's reasoning. To keep the peace, Raj yields. He agrees to go, leaving the demand unchallenged and the logic of the 2-week trip ignored. As they leave the safety of their village for the uneven mud roads, the dynamic holds. Raj remains hyper-aware of his surroundings, while Rajan skips ahead, completely carefree. Soon, their path is cut off by a massive lake. The water is deep, wide, and poses a genuine physical danger to anyone trying to cross on foot. There are no boats or bridges in sight. The only available assets for crossing are 2 large cows resting quietly near the shoreline. Nature does not negotiate with a child's overconfidence. Surviving an environment like this requires relying on practical, proven strategies rather than blind enthusiasm. This schematic shows Raj's wisdom in action. By grabbing a swimming cow's tail, a person stays within this highlighted safe zone, safely pulled across. Before stepping in, Rajan warns, "Let go, and you will drift away and drown." They grab hold of the animals and wade in. Instantly, the ground drops away, and the sheer weight of the deep water makes the danger immediate and very real. Yet, surrounded by this massive body of water, a psychological trigger trips in Rajan's mind. His desperate need to prove he can handle things himself overrides his basic sense of self-preservation. He makes a fatal error in judgment. He confuses his strong internal desire to be independent with the actual physical capability required to survive alone. "No, no, no," Rajan yells over the water. "I can manage by myself." And with that, he releases his grip on his only lifeline. His overconfidence shatters in a fraction of a second. The heavy currents and sheer gravity instantly take control of his small frame. He slips beneath the surface, thrashing wildly as water fills his mouth. He is actively drowning. Raj realizes what is happening and panics. He abandons his own safety, diving deep into the churning water to reach his younger brother. It becomes an intense physical struggle. Raj fights the weight of the water, the lack of oxygen, and Rajan's own flailing limbs to drag him back up to the surface. When a child's illusion of capability breaks against reality, the consequences do not fall on them alone. It is the protective elder who must absorb the ultimate cost and physical risk to save them. They finally collapse onto the far shore. Rajan lies in the mud, violently coughing up water, his entire body shaking in terror. As he catches his breath, a stark realization sets in. He is alive entirely because his brother intervened, not because of any skill or strength of his own. Raj does not yell. He does not deliver a harsh scolding. Instead, he pulls his shivering brother into a tight, protective embrace. In the silence after the struggle, the stubbornness that led Rajan into the water is replaced by a quiet, shaky realization of how close he came to the end. They finish the trek to their grandmother's house, walking hand in hand. For the rest of the journey, Rajan stays close, watching his brother's every step. Rajan sees the advice he once ignored for what it actually is, a practical tool for survival that Raj had learned long ago. The next time someone with experience tries to guide you away from deep water, remember the cost of contradiction. Never say no to good advice from elders.